Hello, this is Professor Paul Gruhn from Quinnipiac University. This is the Project Planning ICM590 course. This week we're talking about risk management. And earlier in Risk Management Kitchen Project video number 2, you knew that we were ready to have our granite countertop installed today, and it was all going to come in. So, take a look at this. How about that? Isn't that gorgeous? We are so excited about that piece of granite that we got. However, the story's not over. All hell did break loose. Take a look as we move over here. We don't have any granite countertop on this side of the kitchen. And all the tools and the workmen are gone. What happened was they brought in all of the countertops, started installing, and it was looking good. And then they brought in the sink. You remember, I ordered a custom sink and had it drop shipped there. Donna and I actually went with our salesperson and verified that the sink was the right one, and we were looking pretty good. And we were all excited about it. The fabricator did not read the work order, did not read the task that they were supposed to do. And they took a 30-70% 30-70 split sink, just a standard stainless metal sink, off of their shelf and fabricated our granite that we hand-picked out, that we were all excited about, and started cutting it. And it was totally wrong. It's a cheap, junky sink, and it was the wrong piece. So not only did I have to think about the risk, but now risk really happened. The CEO is not here right now, and I'm not looking forward to her getting home from work, because the emails, text messages, and phone calls, I just hope nobody gives her a sharp object, because it might not be pretty. So what happens next? What's interesting is when you look at a project and you see that the dependencies on so many different pieces of a project when one part fails. So right now, Sarah, our salesperson, is calling different distributors, different other her people in her trade, different other salespeople, her competitors, to find another slab of granite that came from the same lot that the number one, this main piece, came from. We really love this granite and this lot and just the custom design in it. It's so pretty. She has to find a piece that matches to replace it with the other, so they can recut the sink to be the right place. The installers, it wasn't their fault. I was mad, and I'm sure I took a little bit out of them. I did apologize and said, I know you guys didn't do it. You're just putting it all back together. But Sarah now has to hunt down and find a matching piece of granite. Our project is now delayed. We're going to be without water and a kitchen sink for who knows how long until they can solve this problem. I might have to take off more time of work that I wasn't planning on it. I already had to call and reschedule the plumber. The plumber was going to be here tomorrow, so I don't know when I can get on his list, and I'm going to have to take another a day off for that. I can't tell you about just the emotional letdown and the excitement that we were all excited and feeling about, and I'm sure even some of you guys were looking forward to seeing a beautiful kitchen as you've been following along in this project. We're very disappointed. And I've got to move the stove back in place, and then I'm going to have to move it out of place. I'm going to have to move the refrigerator again, and in disconnecting the refrigerator, I've actually got to go into this small hallway closet and disconnect the plumbing for that, for the ice maker and stuff, and so I got to clean out all the stuff on the bottom of the floor there. So, oh, and then on top of that, remember I talked about taking the wall? I had a banister. I had a railing right there. That railing now is gone. I took that out because I was we're going to build a wall there, and I was actually going to plan on doing that this evening. and have it all ready. But right now I've got a safety risk that I have to keep that railing out of there until they come back in, so they have plenty of room to move when they bring in hopefully the right piece of granite. So a lot of different things have happened. There's been a lot of impacts because of this, and it's very, very frustrating to say the least. I'm not sure what's going to happen. I'm still waiting for Sarah to find out if she found another slab of granite. We're going to have to go back and relay out how we want them to cut it, and just everything's a mess. And welcome to projects. I would hope that somebody who is used to doing custom work and custom projects, something like this shouldn't have happened. It's, in my opinion, it's unexcusable. I have a copy of the work order that I signed, that I agreed to, and it says that we would provide the sink. We went and verified that the sink was there. So that's where we stand. In a project, risk management, the iceberg that sunk the Titanic, that happens. And definitely one of the things you have to do is got to keep the emotions in check and deal with the facts. I have tried to list the different impacts that their mistake, their screw-up has had. I do hope to get compensated somehow for this, because this is costing. This is mainly, it's costing my time, and I consider my time valuable. I could either be working, teaching, or spending my time with my family. I shouldn't have to spend another day on their mess up. Now think about it. If you were the vendor, if you were the one selling me the granite, what would you do to make your customer happy? How would you see this risk, not mitigation, but in this point, risk conceived, risk reality? It would now be your responsibility to come up with a game plan to make your customer happy, especially if you want my recommendation for other customers. Now, if they would have installed it and it would have been perfect, Donna and I would have been so excited to tell people how great this granite company was and how proud we are. So at the point of their failure, they now not only have to get us back to a place where we hoped to have been, but they're in the hole now with us. They have lost so much credibility. One time earlier, they had miscommunicated an appointment to come and measure. They were going to come and measure on Tuesday. They changed it to Wednesday and never communicated. So Don and I waited here for 3 hours for them to come and measure. They ended up giving us a $75 granite cleaning kit because of our time missed. So at least it was some compensation for this. But this is big. This impacts our whole project. Our whole project is on hold now. So I'm not going to give it as an assignment, but if you want, under the risk management discussion board, if you want to add some thoughts about what would you do as a vendor that you guys, your fabricating company, your fabricating shop did not read the work order and totally messed up. They've caught your fabrication department, just caused you to lose money. How would you handle that? One, internally, with what communication things would you need to do to improve your communication within staff, as a job goes from one department to the next? We've talked about communication in this class already and the importance for a good communication process. Clearly, our salesperson, Sarah, did not follow through to verify every step of the way at the point that the right things were happening. People assumed that this is what was meant. People didn't read the work order. I mean, my sink, Donna and my sink, is at their shop right now. We saw it with Sarah. And she understands how upset we are. But how do you solve this problem? How do you when you've messed up, not only you instead of being we had a chance to be at a very high level of happiness and excitement for this project, but now they've gone from here, they've gone down, they've got to get up to here. Just they've got to come up with a methodology and a way not only to, they got to just get us to be unmad. And it's your responsibility as a vendor. It's your responsibility as a provider of services. It's your responsibility as the project manager. It's your responsibility to make sure when a bad thing happens that you come up with a game plan to now get customer satisfaction. We're not talking about risk mitigation anymore. Now we're talking about saving face. So the kitchen project goes on. We've learned a little bit more about the reality of risk, the reality of the iceberg. Not looking forward to about an hour when the CEO gets home. She's not going to be happy with half a countertop. The piece of rock looks beautiful, but I need the other stuff there too. So thank you all, and looking forward to any comments you might have on the discussion board about this. Have a great day.